Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AM and the PM with Amanda and Mark. Amanda, what are we talking about on this very cold day?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, this will be coming out on New Year's Eve. So,
It's the old New Year special,
yes.
holiday specials
The New
galore.
Year's extravaganza.
New Year extravaganza, yes.
Yes. So, I guess for me personally, New Year's, I guess, has never been my favorite holiday. Um, I feel like growing up, I would, I believe, spend New Year's Eve at my grandparents' house. They would make pork and sauerkraut and mashed potatoes.
Sauerkraut.
Do I say it like a Pittsburgher?
Sauerkraut, Nat.
Sauerkraut.
I say kraut, but I don't know.
My aunt Fawn, who we just had over for Christmas, literally says and that after every sentence, and I love it. I absolutely love it. She's the only person I know that does that. But we would have pork and sauerkraut. Is it kraut?
I have no idea.
Is it actually sauerkraut?
Kraut.
Sauerkraut.
Kraut.
I think
Kroot.
it's actually sauerkraut, but I say sauerkraut. I don't know. I'm a Pittsburgher. Never my favorite meal. But actually in recent years I have eaten it more. I probably would eat it, and I feel like I probably would like it, but I'm not a pork girl. I love bacon, but I don't really eat pork ever besides bacon.
Yeah, except when you eat bacon, yeah.
So I don't know. And we would watch the fireworks on the TV. And honestly, it's like blurry. I don't know. I never really had like a set thing. Like, I don't know if some people have like, oh, we do this every year for New Year's. I never had a set thing. Honestly, I don't remember doing anything when I was like in high school besides like being at home with my parents. I guess if I had like a boyfriend at the time, they would come over. Or I remember one time I went out to eat with like this guy I was dating, and we would just hang out at my house. Like, never really anything crazy. But I do specifically remember this one New Year's Eve with Mark. It was probably like no, I think it had to have been our first year together because my hair was still brown and everything. So, I feel like the big thing with New Year's Eve, at least, I feel like for girls, at least, it's like, your friends have a party or something. For whatever reason, you feel the need to get, like, all dressed up. Like, my friend Abby literally just sent us a picture of her, like, 2 weeks ago in this, like, really nice New Year's outfit. And I'm like, where are you going? And she's like, I don't know yet. She just has her outfit picked out. So, of course, like, Mark had a hockey tournament at North Park in the tiniest little place. It was freezing cold. The bathroom had like candles in it or something. Like,
No, it was like a kind of like a furnace in a wall, but I think you could see the flame.
Yeah, whatever. It's very smelly, But of course,
That place is condemned now.
it was New Year's Eve. So I literally did my makeup super early. Well, this is whenever I thought I had to go to like every hockey tournament ever. So I like was.
Was this actually on New Year's Eve? I can't even remember.
Yes, it was horrible.
What time did it start?
Really, really early.
On New Year's Eve.
Maybe not really early, but early enough where like I got up, did my whole face and makeup, did my hair. I was like, I think I might have had a different outfit on, but I was like ready for the night. And then I think when it was over, we came back to his house and I like redid my makeup and got dressed. But I hate doing my makeup first off. Like, ugh. And we came back here and then we went to Chipotle. That was the first time.
What?
We went to Chipotle. I used to never eat Chipotle. I would hate it. But we went there and Mark loved it. And I got like a quesadilla, and I remember not really liking it because like who gets a quesadilla at Chipotle for stuff? They don't even have that on the menu.
This was a really long time ago.
And
I don't think you got a quesadilla. maybe you did.
No, I asked them if they could make me one, and they did.
Hmm.
Because I
Weird.
wasn't really into Mexican or like any type of.
That's not Mexican.
It says Mexican.
Southwest.
It says Mexican on the thing. I'm pretty sure Mexican food. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And I just remember like not even like being full because it was so shitty. But my point being is it was fucking horrible. I was all, just imagine you're like dressed to the nines or whatever. Not really, but I was
The
all
hell does that mean?
dolled up, you know, ready for New Year's Eve, and I had to be in this stinky place for hours and hours and hours, and I was so fucking bored, like, honestly. And now it's different. This is like a good topic to talk about in general some other time, but now it's like so different. Like if Mark goes to tournaments, I just like pretty much don't go, and like sometimes
Fuck him.
like there's like rare occasions where I'll go if, you know, whatever. But I just like won't go. And honestly, because he even knows it, like I'll be there for a whole day by myself, and like, you know, he gets done playing and then he just goes talks to other people and talks to people and goes and hangs out with them, and I'm just like alone. So it's like, why do I come to these things anyways, you know?
Yeah. It's actually probably better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always welcome. Never obligated.
But I mean, do you have any?
That was a while ago, though. That was a really... I feel
Yeah,
like
but that's honest. But anyways, we went to my friend's house, and I don't remember what we did, but we had a blast, and it was an amazing New Year's party. Oh, God. And then I don't even remember. Oh, and then the year after that, we went to Pete's.
This is weird how you store all this in your head.
The year after that, we went to Pete's house, and that was a blast, man. I remember I brought a big bottle of wine, and I didn't have a wine opener, and some kid opened it for me using a knife or some sort.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I remember
don't
being there,
remember?
but I don't remember actually.
I was the one who was drunk, so you don't remember.
Yeah.
And then Jen like let off firecrackers outside or something.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit.
That was
I
a
don't know.
blast. That was a total blast. Parties
We file things differently in our heads. I don't know.
with Mark's friends from hockey are just a blast because I don't know. There's just a bunch of random people there and hang out, chat. You know, it's just fun. Obviously that hasn't happened in a really long time because of Corona, so it's so sad. But I love those types of get-togethers, and they're fun. And then, okay, so what I'm trying to do right now is go through our New Year's together, and I'm like at a blank. So there was when we went to the tournament, we went to my friend's house, Pete's house. I'm missing the last one. Oh, no. Oh, there was only 3, right? Is this our 4th New
No,
Year's
I think
together?
this
Is this our 4th New Year's?
16, 17,
So
18.
We're missing
19.
one. We're completely missing one. It's just blank out of my head.
Yeah.
Did we hang out at my house, maybe? Did we spend one at my house with my parents, maybe?
Dude, I have no idea.
All I know is that last year Mark got his septoplasty surgery.
I'm sure probably. You don't think 2 of them were at Lindsay's house? I don't know. We could look in a. We could probably look in a social media.
No, I think she only had one, and then Savannah had one that we missed. My friend Savannah had a party last year at her and her boyfriend's new house. Well, it was really his parents' house that was given to them, but you know, it was really cool because they were having a party, but we couldn't go. Well, I could have went by myself, but I wasn't going to go without Mark because he got septoplasty surgery. So last year I spent
I love my new nose.
New Year's here with Mark, and he like went to sleep really early because he was like dying, but I'm happy I still spent
The
it
day
with him.
before.
Yeah, but no, I feel like the one year we had to have just hung out at my house, and maybe like I had my parents drink wine upstairs and I had some wine and we watched the ball drop. I feel like that had to have been what happened.
Maybe. We could look, I guess.
But like it's also blurry because I know I've done that same type of thing with like random other boyfriends in the past. But I feel like that's had to have what happened because that's not really, it's like memorable, but it's not like really memorable that I would have like remembered it. You know, we probably just,
I have no idea.
got food. Oh, no. I
Jesus.
remember.
She remembers.
We went to Olive
Good, because I wouldn't
Garden.
remember.
So we went to Olive Garden.
Whoa. She's getting wild. Smacking the microphone.
No, okay. So I think the first year was the hockey thing. The second, and then Lindsay's house. The second year was Pete's house, I believe. And then the third year, we went to Olive Garden. You met us at Olive Garden after work, and you were late, and I was mad.
That was New Year's Eve?
And
Yeah.
and then we went bowling.
Ah, yes.
We went to like late night bowling
yes,
with my family and my little cousin.
and games.
And then the following year was the septoplasty. So, yep.
That was a good one.
I had like 2 drinks at Fun Fest, or it's not called Fun Fest anymore. It's called Zone 28. And my mom was like, Amanda, you need to be cut off.
Yeah.
Funny. It was fun. We played games and stuff. I still have my game cards. I found them the other day that have a bunch of stuff on them.
Interesting. Yeah, it was a pretty good time.
But do you, I mean, so obviously you barely remember any of that, but do you have any memories of like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? Like, what did you do when you were a kid?
When I was way younger, I think we might have went to my grandmother's house and like watched the ball drop there. Like, it's kind of like Christmas is different because, you know, you have family and you're getting together and you're opening presents and stuff. But then New Year's is cool because it's like a new beginning to, you know, a beginning to a new year. But at the same time, especially where we live here in Pittsburgh, like I have no inclination whatsoever to go downtown and do whatever the hell they do there. I don't know if there's like fireworks or whatever. I know there's not really like a ball drop, I don't think, because I think it's like a New York thing, I guess. But whatever they do down there, I guess it'd be interesting to go down there and see that. Again, I don't know what you could do this year to that would probably nothing, but and it'll be interesting to see what New York is like this year. I guess nothing. Recorded shit.
They're like just doing it without any people.
But that'll be kind of funny because it's like probably one of the biggest times where people just get together, and it's kind of a weird thing too. Because again, like I said, I don't see a reason or an appeal to going and just like being in a big crowd like that and just being cold as fuck. That's kind of what I associate it with. But we would always either go to my grandma's house and I guess watch it there. But more recent history, I think we just stayed here. And I think for some weird reason, when I was younger, it was like I associated hot fudge sundaes with New Year's Eve.
Oh, that sounds really good.
I don't know why, but I think that was something we did.
Did they ever make pork and sauerkraut?
Never.
Never?
Not to my knowledge. I don't eat those. Well, I don't eat sauerkraut. I've never had sauerkraut, I don't think. And I'll eat pork, but probably not just
I'm actually excited
randomly.
to try it.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of good. You have to like mix it in the mashed potatoes, though.
Yeah.
No, it's actually kind of good.
What is sauerkraut?
I don't know. I think it's cabbage, which I don't like cabbage, but it's different.
Ew. Maybe in like a sandwich, maybe.
So another thing I wanted to touch on was, this is like weird, but like I always associated New Year's Eve, like it's supposed to be so happy and fun, but like for some reason when it's over, it's like just really depressing. I think maybe when I was younger, you know, you would have like that whole week off school, or sometimes even almost like 2 weeks off school, like Christmas break. And then as soon as New Year's was over, you had to go right back to school. And then it's kind of like, I mean, I think about this a little bit now, but I think I have more of a different mindset. Just because like we're working on stuff, we're doing stuff, I'm doing stuff. And like, I don't know. But I think for a lot of people, it's like as soon as New Year's is over, there's like, you know, there's like no holidays at all, like nothing. It's kind of just like, I think January and February are just like, bleh. I mean, I guess there's Valentine's Day, but like, I don't know. I just feel like the weather is very cold at that time. It's very dark outside. It's very snowy. I think I personally like don't really have depression or anything, but I think people who struggle with depression always struggle with it around that time. It's just like a very, I don't know. I don't know. I guess like
Are you talking about the beginning of the year or just like
no,
this
I'm
whole
talking
time?
about right after New Year's. It's just like
Right after New Year's.
yeah,
So like the beginning of the year.
sure, yeah, that's the beginning of the year.
I don't know if I ever felt that way, but I do remember like when you're in high school and grade
And then you
school.
have to go back to school, and it's just like then you're in
That's
school
awful.
for an eternity. It feels like an eternity because you know, you look forward to Christmas and Christmas break, and then it's like you go back to school, and it feels like an eternity before you have like what you wait till Easter break or whatever. That was always horrible.
I mean, school is just shitty.
Yeah.
Pretty much in general. But we won't necessarily dive too deep into that. But yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. The break there can. I mean, I think there's a lot of contributing factors. I think one of the biggest things is especially where you live. Like if it's a cold environment, like you said, it's just terrible. Like I mean, I try to focus on my things, but even sometimes, you know, it sucks to not be able to go outside. I mean, obviously with all the 2020 shit packed onto it, it sucks even more. But even just in a regular winter, it sucks that you can't go outside and just enjoy it. I mean, I remember times in the summer where I was kind of like working outside, right? So it's like you're getting some things done, you're having fun there or whatever, and you're able to get some sunshine. And I think that's really vital for happiness and just like, you know, I don't know, some enjoyment. I think that brings your levels of that up. But yeah, it's definitely a tough time for a lot of people. And I know people that just get down in general on the holidays because if they've lost people or, you know, they're just not happy for whatever reason. But I don't know. I like to look at the positive.
Well, I just mean when the holidays are over, some people get upset because then it's like there's nothing to look forward to or whatever.
I mean, we want to get into that. That's a dangerous mindset to have, I think, anyway. You can't always be looking forward to necessarily something. I've thought about that numerous times. So what the fuck did I actually think about? Oh, it's something as simple as like looking forward to the end of the day at work. When you're always doing that, you're just wishing your life away. So,
yeah,
you know, I want to get deep into it there with that, but just in general, I think that speaks to a bigger point. But I definitely understand it, and you know, I would say I don't know what other topics you wanted to hit on, but I would say specifically, I think one cool thing about the new year. And you could do this at any time. It doesn't have to be the new year, but New Year's resolutions are always like kind of a cool thing. It's actually twofold. And I want to talk about this real quick. Last year, I was right at the point where I said that I was going to resign from my job because I did it at the end of January. It's almost been a year at this point, right? So, but at the end of December, at the end of the year there in 2019, I put out like a post and this is when I was starting to make goals and I started like achieve some goals in 2019, and I put out this post that just said the things that I accomplished. I don't think I made a goals post for the following year for 2020, but I'm going to do both of those this year. I'm going to do something where I say the things that I accomplished this year, and then I say what I'm looking forward to in 2020. I think that that's super important. And again, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to just wait till the end of the year or the new year to set goals, but I think that is a very a decent thing to do, you know, just if you look at it year by year and say, you know, things that we want to do and want to get accomplished. If we want to talk about those, I guess we can a little bit, but I don't know.
Well, this year specifically, I'm kind of mad because I feel like typically, you know, my friend, like if Corona wasn't happening, I'm sure like Savannah, my friend Savannah would be having another party, or if not, maybe Lindsay would invite us over or something like that. But this year I was like, okay, well, this will be a nice year to just spend with Mark. We can go out to a nice dinner, do something nice.
Well, we can have food at our house.
Yeah, well, that's not the same. So I'm kind of annoyed because I actually wanted to do something nice, like just the two of us, and we can't because all the restaurants are shut down. So, I mean, we still could do something, obviously, but it's like not the same. So I'm just kind of irritated. The restaurants being shut down are kind of like a whole nother topic. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, shake my head.
Yeah.
I still, like, sometimes when people always say SMH on, like, Twitter, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people on the slang. Like, they say, I don't know. Like, my friend Lauren always says this shit. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, slang.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about things we accomplished this year?
Okay.
and things that we are going to accomplish in 2021.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Oh God.
I have a
Ugh.
list. Should I get the list?
Of things I did.
Well, no, I don't have things that you did.
Oh,
I mean,
don't
I could
even
name
know.
some.
This year is fucking insane. I can't even. Trying to think back on it kind of gives me like a headache. I don't even. I'm telling you, I'm still. My mental state is still sitting on the couch in March when I found out my work was shut down. I am just not really. That's total lie. It's my mental state is not there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's extreme exaggeration.
It is, but I feel like I'm still there, and we're about to be, 3 months away from March, and I feel like it was just March. Like the year went by. I was talking to I think my aunt on Christmas yesterday, or was Christmas yesterday? Whatever day it was. The other day.
Yeah.
The day after yesterday. About the year, and it went by so quickly.
That's
like this
today.
is the fastest. What?
The day after yesterday. That's today. That's what you said. Sorry.
The day after.
I was a little
Christmas
slow
was
on that.
not yesterday, the day before.
Yeah, we got it. Keep going.
This year just went by so fast. So okay, I gotta go back in time in my head.
I want to comment on that real quick though. I think that the year went fast because we were doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the year went slow for people that were
Sitting at home doing nothing.
and feeling shitty. But I had made the decision because I was just couldn't coincidentally timed to start the fucking rolling before it all happened. But you made the decision early on that you weren't gonna just sit there. So, and that obviously we've talked about that before. You kickstarted it and you did some shit, and that's kind of what you're gonna talk about here. So, So what happened this year?
So March 15th, I found out that my work was getting shut down, and I don't even remember honestly what happened after that. I think maybe a week later, I decided to exercise, and my friend Savannah told me about HIIT workouts. So I remember I did this this Asian girls HIIT workout.
Chloe Ting.
I'm not racist or anything. You always have to say that. But she was Asian. No, and she was not Chloe Ting. But it was a really good workout. But so just a little background, my friend Lauren does these workouts. The reason I love Mad Fit is because you actually see her doing the workouts, and she's breathing with you, she's yelling with you to keep going. But all these other freaking workouts are these girls, they pre-record them doing the motions, and it looks like they're a robot just doing it, and you follow along with them. I absolutely hate that. It makes me not want to do it. My friend Lauren and I were doing this ab workout that she really likes, and it's an intense workout, but it's this girl just looks like a robot. She makes it look so easy. Oh, let's just do this. And then goes right back into it. That irritates me. Irritates me.
Can I make a comment on that?
Yeah. I don't know why. It just irritates me. Good for you if, that's your type of workout style. But I can't. These girls just look like robots. It bothers me.
This is totally, it's like related, but it's not related. I watched this David Goggins short clip yesterday, and he said that he never trains with music because the music isn't always going to be there. So you said that, and I kind of related it because he's talking about, so if you're in a gym, right? Let's say there's nobody in the gym, but you're listening to music in your headphones or through the speakers or whatever, and that's pumping you up and that's getting you ready to work out, or you're listening to somebody else pump you up and get you ready to work out and kind of go along with you. That's an external force that somebody is helping you move forward. He doesn't listen to music or do anything like that, because those external forces are not always going to be there, in a sense, or they might not always be there. So you have to be able to internally fuel yourself. I'm not good at that, but I thought that was a really interesting perspective.
I think that's a good perspective too, but like I said, Mad Fit is not Mad Fit's not always going to be there either. When I go to the gym, I am, gonna do stuff by myself, and obviously I'll probably listen to music and stuff like that. But that is a good point. But it's really, really hard to be motivated. Even like, so I didn't say this, but I started this one Mad Fit video, and I think I did it really often. There was like one or two little like hit workouts that I started doing. And it just like super, super grew from there. Like now I'm using weights and I do all these dance videos and I'm focusing on upper body. And for a while I was doing abs, but I'm not really into abs anymore as much as I was. It's interesting because when I first started, I was doing it because I wanted to like obviously be skinny. So I was more doing like hit stuff and like ab stuff, which like I like still kind of wish I did abs more, but like I'm just really into strength training right now, and I feel like it's important to be stronger if you can be. And I don't know, I just have a whole different mindset on it. But I started doing it because I wanted to move my body. And I forget where I heard that from. Probably MadFit. Probably MadFit. Like, um, just saying that she moves her body. Like, I don't know. I was just doing it for my body. Like, I feel like before you always do it because you want to be skinny and you want to look a certain way and you want to do this and you want to do that. Um, but I just started doing it because I wanted to. And, like, you know, people say your body is your temple or whatever. I was kind of thinking that in my head, trying to treat it that way. I should probably rethink that because I've put a lot of cookies in there. This week I should probably.
It's a cookie temple.
Yeah, it really is. But so I did that. I started just writing in this little journal. I actually found it recently. I forgot about it. I went and bought a journal, but I already had a journal. I just haven't touched it because I used it over quarantine, and I would write goals in there. I would plan out every single day. So I was working on stuff for my CDA. So that required a lot of online trainings that I got done within the 2 months period I was off, and I got my whole professional portfolio for my CDA done. And that includes like 100 some hours of trainings. I had to write like 6 papers and a bibliography, you get like the point. So every day I would wake up, I think, eat, work out, and then when I was done showering, I would go work on my CDA trainings. And I just really had to develop a routine. And even on the weekends, if I am home, I write stuff on like my board that I'm going to do today. Although like I have been slacking with like silly stuff like putting away laundry and stuff like that. But I had to keep a routine. And it's crazy going back to work hearing the shit that people did. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you did nothing? Like,
You didn't do anything? Nothing at all?
Honestly, I'm so glad that I had my CDA to work on because I needed something to do. And as soon as I finished everything for my CDA, I had like 2 weeks left still, and I like went a little bonkers. But I don't think I would have been where I am now with my CDA. Like I have, the last 2 steps are for someone to come observe me at my work, and then I have to take an exam. Those are the last 2 steps I have to do right now. But I don't think I would have been in the position I am right now with my CDA if I didn't have 2 months off work in order to work on it, because it was very time consuming. And it's hard for me to like, just like juggle like, I guess like obviously it's not schoolwork, but like it basically is schoolwork when I'm working full time like that. So I don't think I would have been able to accomplish as much as I did if I did not have those 2 months. And obviously me exercising is like a whole extreme to itself. So
yeah, definitely.
And before quarantine, I didn't like writing goals down. I was like against it. I didn't understand it. I wasn't against it, but my whole entire mindset, like I've literally changed into a whole new person. It's absolutely insane. So I'm extremely, extremely, extremely grateful for those 2 months. And then obviously within that period of me being off work, Mark immediately asked me if I wanted to start AM and the PM, and we started that.
Hello.
This. And you know, we've gotten serious about Fueled by Progress, and like me designing the women's aspect out of it, and I've been really involved in that. And there's been a lot of tears of happiness. Like literally just like when you asked me like about how much I accomplished this year, like I like can't even talk about it because I'm just like so emotional. I'm just like so proud of me
Yeah.
and us, and it's just really a lot. So I'm really grateful.
Yep. I mean, I've said it before. I'm very proud of you as well. I think that this has been a incredible year so far. Wrapping it up and seeing what 2021 has in store. I mean, I'll quickly go through the stuff that we've done in 2020 regarding me. I mean, quit my job in January, built some websites for clients, built a lot of websites, worked on a lot of websites for us, for AM and the PM, for Fueled by Progress, for my own personal site, working on Amanda's probably after we're done recording this episode. So we'll, I don't know if we've announced that yet.
We've talked about it on
talked
here,
about it a little bit about it. We'll when we're ready, we'll definitely throw it out there more because that'll be something that I know Amanda's very excited about and we're excited to put together. So we got that going. Fueled by Progress, like Amanda said, we've been doing episodes every week. We're up to like 71. A lot of those were just me initially, but since like the 46th episode, we've had a guest on every time. So if you want to be a guest, if you're a couple and you want to be a guest on AM and the PM, or you want to be a guest on Fueled by Progress, hit us up. But yeah, we're just doing a lot of stuff. Obviously AM and the PM we've done a lot here. We have merch. I was going to say that at the end, but we'll say it here too. I mean, we have new merch. We have hoodies, we have shirts, stickers. We just put a mug up. It's a pretty cool mug. And then we have another one of those coming, so that'll be up there shortly. And we actually just ordered some samples of little girls' pom-pom beanies.
Little girls?
Not little girls, like little
women.
Women's. Okay, just women's, not little girls, like little.
Well,
Little was meaning the hat, but yeah. Women's pom-pom beanies. That's a better way to say that, yeah.
It's weird when you say
Sorry.
it like that.
But we test it all out. We make sure that it's good, and then we throw it on the site. So, yeah, amandthepmpodcast.com/shop rather. It'll be in the description. Also, again, we're just plugging all sorts of shit. Make sure there's a link in the description. We haven't gotten any questions on. I'm getting very sad. Ask us anything. We'll answer it on the show. Maybe someday somebody will put something in there. Yeah. So did all that. As far as like stuff that I've done too, I mean, I stream daily, not daily, but I try to do it daily just on the things that we're doing. I really love documenting it. Obviously we're doing it through the podcasts. I've been putting up YouTube videos. I've been putting up these live streams. Again, like I said, I try to do one every night. It's more like 3 or 4 a week, but just trying to document. I think documenting is the biggest thing. It's awesome. The idea just that we've noticed in 1 year where you can go back to March, for instance, right? And you could see where we were at then or whenever we started AM and the PM, right? And you can see where we were at then, compare that to now, and then imagine that if we keep doing this for years, then you can come back and you can see like any point in time where you were or the topics you were thinking about. That's an incredible, incredible thing, especially when you start to have like children and stuff and they can look back on it. I've thought about that numerous times. So just the content, always documenting the things you're doing, growing. I love that aspect of it. So I've been doing it in all sorts of forms. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to build up the website development business, like I said. Always trying to look for new clients there, but that's way more hands-on. So there's a little bit that we're teetering with there. And yeah, I mean, it's been a big foundation year for me and for us. Specifically the projects that I've been working on. I wanted to make sure that we had a really solid, laid a lot of good groundwork, and we've definitely done that. I mean, it's legit. 2020 has been a weird year, but it has been so good for us because we totally shifted our perspective, and we said we're not gonna just sit around and waste this year. We're gonna attack it. So we've done a lot of good stuff. 2021 is gonna be a big year. There were other specific goals that I think that I tried to meet in 2020. I got some of them. I didn't get other ones. But again, that always happens. You can't be down when you don't hit your goals. That's a really important point. you got to adapt. You just got to keep moving. As long as you have somewhere where you're going towards and you're always trying to move forward, I think you're good. But I think we should talk a little bit about 2021 maybe, given that this is the new year, maybe.
Okay.
They don't have to be set in stone. We actually should do that. We should write some goals down. I know we already have some, but what do you want to get accomplished here in 2021?
Well, my number one goal is to get my CDA.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that happens. Well, I put my application officially in, and I have to have someone come observe me, and I have to take the test within 6 months. So that's like my number one thing as of right now.
Yep. Get some letters after your name. That's pretty cool. CDA. I don't actually know if people put that after their name, but
I would like to do an AM and the PM shoot.
A shoot?
A photo shoot with all
Yeah.
our stuff.
Oh, yeah, we have to do that. I mean, right now the merch is up there, but
yeah. Well, so
we gotta do more.
that is something I'm looking forward to.
That should be a recurring thing, honestly. We should do that more. We should try to get as much content like that as possible.
Yeah, but we need more products.
Certainly.
We only have. I mean, we have a lot of stuff on the website, but Mark and I just
aimandthepmpodcast.com/shop.
Mark and I just have some samples right now, so we were waiting to get everything in before we do the shoot, because obviously we don't want to like just have some stuff, and so we want to have mostly everything in and then do a shoot, and then obviously we will periodically do shoots. Luckily my two friends are photographers, so should be shout out Lindsay Dew and Savannah.
We know a lot of good photographers.
Savannah Wilson. I want to say Savannah Barton,
Nah.
but she ain't got a ring yet.
Jeez.
What
else?
Well, I also want to do a shoot for my website, so get some, just good shots of me for my website and work on my website. And obviously I would like that to be complete by the end of the year, so maybe even sooner, obviously. But it is a process, and I'm not in any type of hurry to like rush it, because obviously we have other stuff we're doing, but that's definitely important. I would like to make my first YouTube video and see where that goes.
We got to write these down.
Yeah, I do. I really do have to write this down and see where that goes. I do need to write this down because this is all stuff not just for the year, but I've been wanting to do in general. Because I have been recording myself on my phone, but it doesn't really go anywhere. And, so I think I really should focus and sit down on actually, like, doing YouTube videos. So, and obviously we talked about moving out at the end of 2021. Do you want to touch on that, I guess?
Yeah, we're definitely going to move out. We're, barring unforeseen circumstances, we're going to move out this year. So that's a big step, obviously. We're not exactly sure. Been tossing some things around, whether renting, buying. We're just going to have to look into that. We're going to have to really sit down and that's so I think some people take decisions like that and just be like, okay, we're going to move out and just find a place or whatever. I don't really like to do that, as most people know, and especially Amanda. We have things that we like, right? And, we have things that we're used to in our houses, in a sense, in our living environments. And there's some things that, maybe we could do without, and there's other things that, like, we need to have. So we want to make sure that wherever we go, I think we thoroughly kind of understand what we're getting into. I mean, you can't prepare for everything, obviously. If like you rent a place and it kind of ends up sucking in certain areas, like it's whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to take that decision lightly. That's why we've been planning for this for a while, and we're going to take the year to make sure that we are, making at least a decently well-researched step. We're not trying to be perfect, but I think that's at least the way that I kind of think about it. Mm-hmm. I would love to move out, though. I'd love to get into either an apartment that we can, we can just kind of mold into our own for a few years, or build or buy a small house and then sell that when we're ready to upgrade. But honestly, I haven't really given that an incredible amount of thought. I know the pieces that and we've talked about it together a little bit, that we want to have with all that and in the living spaces. But it's just something we got to look into a little bit more. But we are definitely at that point now. I'm going to be 25 here in January. I'm getting fucking old. So, that's halfway to 30. That's scary. And we need to get out of our parents' houses. Not because like they're kicking us out. They're wonderful and it's great. But I feel at this point, I want to talk about this real quick. So I made this decision to leave my job last year, right? And that was a big shift. We laid that groundwork. Now we're going to start to scale it, and we're doing all these things together, and you're still working. You're moving towards your CDA. You're doing all this stuff. But now I think I'm going to need something else. I think I'm going to need something else to push me a little harder to get us to keep going, at least for me and the stuff that, that we're trying to build here. So I think that right now you absolutely gain more like expenses and things like that when you move out, right? Obviously, and you gain more freedom. There's a lot of pros, a lot of somewhat cons. So I just think it's time. I just think it's time to make that next jump, take that next like risk, if you will, or just that next big thing. So we're definitely gonna do that. So we got a lot of work to do there, and honestly, I don't know. Other than that, like specific goals for me, as far as a financial one, like 100K net worth this year, and that I say that individually, and I want to preface that with the fact that one, I don't ever say that shit to flex. I say that shit because like if I can do it, then anyone can do it, and I try to just share all the information that I can with the things that I've done. Like in starting investing as young as you can, saving money, living within your means. That's a big part of what I do on the MJS side of things. So that's why that's a big goal for me, and that's something that's very pertinent to the things that I do. But Amanda as well, we're debt free. We do things, we go out to eat and stuff like that, but we always try to minimize our expenses as much as possible, save money, invest, do those types of things. But I think it's important because it affords you opportunity to do the things that you want and take chances with the brand ideas that you have or whatever the hell the case may be. So definitely that. And really, honest to God, the biggest thing that I just want is just more growth for FBP. We're going to start selling legit clothing through FBP. We're going to sell more merch. We're going to keep doing the podcasts, and hopefully we're going to build more websites with Find a Tech. And I'm going to make more shit. Like I don't have many different things that I want to do. I just want to keep doing them. So I don't know. We'll update you on more goals and things as we go. But I think that is a pretty good overview, I'd say. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got anything else for this New Year's wrap up? No?
No, just keep moving forward.
Yep. It's been a hell of a year, guys. We want to say thank you, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I know we weren't around for the entire year, but I think most of it. This is like 41, I think, or so. So almost a whole year. But we want definitely a great 2020. Thank you guys for all the support. We didn't post this anywhere, but we have over 1,000 listens on the podcast. So that's kind of crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah, total over 1,000 listens. That's just on the podcast part. That's in Anchor. That's not on YouTube.
Oh.
So that's cool. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, you should do that. It's just AM and the PM on YouTube, but links and everything like that in the description, all that jazz. But yeah, we want to say thank you. Extremely thank you so much. It has been an incredible ride thus far, and we're only getting started. So, yeah. But other than that, guys, it's been a great 2020. Hope you have a great New Year's Eve. Be safe. Have fun. And we look forward to talking to you in 2021.
So see you next year.
See you next year. Yeah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. This has been another episode of AM and the PM with Amanda and Mark. And we thank you as always for tuning in, and we will absolutely see you next year.